Hello, dear Scorpio. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. So glad you could make it. Now, Scorpio, I took the liberty to just shuffle and lay out your spread. Um, and so we're just going to get into your reading. But first, Scorpio, when I was tapping into your energy, what I feel is happening for you is that you are being very strong at this time and in a balanced way, or you're doing your best to do that. But it's orchestrated through your ability to remain positive, about your circumstances, about what's going on around you, or what needs to happen. I also feel, Scorpio, that many of you are in a position of strength. You're in a position of strength. Um, I also feel with strength that you are functioning from a space of um, having self-control, self-discipline. I also feel that now some of you could be dealing with a Leo or someone that could be coming at you strong, or has a very strong personality. But I feel like you are standing by your convictions, that you're very determined, that even if fear or doubt creeps in, it doesn't get to stay there, because you are focusing on making sure you don't have experienced any loss of control or insecurity. I also feel that you are being mindful to not be impulsive either. You are very mindful of your activity, in how you think with regard to where perspectives may need to be changed or altered with what it is that you want to do, or with the way things are being understood. I also feel that you are finding a way to overcome any dissatisfaction by putting in the effort. You're putting in the effort. You've been busy. You're busy, Scorpio. You are facing any limitations or restrictions, and you are um, responding to it, having a positive response, or finding ways to respond to it that allows for the situation to result in a positive outcome for you. I feel that you are very intuitive, and that you are tapping into that intuition to guide you, to lead you, and that you are also seeing things more spiritually, or more spiritually than you have. And this is serving you. This is allowing you to see productivity in what you are doing, or what you are trying to see happen, or with all you're doing and with everything you need to do, and doing your very best. It's giving you that fuel to do your very best. Now, your focus, Scorpio, is you do have celebration. It's a 29 that breaks down to an 11. Okay, celebration. So I feel that you are in a very good space emotionally. With it breaking down to an 11, you are in a celebratory place because you're able to keep balance with the things that you're making decisions about. You are trying to keep everything equal and even. You're being rational here. Okay, you're making right decisions. You're trying to do what is best here. You're being careful, even as it has to do with your budgeting. You are very much on top of it. You're doing your best to I feel like you're following the beat of your own drum, because it's needed now, for you to be able to stay in alignment with what's right for you, or towards doing what's right. And this may come off as you perhaps could be seen as bending the rules, or seeing that change needs to happen in the midst of change, right? Nonetheless, I feel like you're in a happy space, but you're also focusing on maintaining being in a happy celebratory place. Now, you also may be celebrating yourself, where you were, where you've come from, and where you are, or celebrating the things that are happening that's good, or just celebrating no matter what's happening, good, bad, right, wrong, indifferent, celebrating that there is still um, there is a way to look at everything in a positive light. And I feel like that's needed right now. And this is bringing you balance as well. Now, underneath, you do have harmony, which is a 66, breaking down to a 12. And what I feel that this is talking about is that energy I was picking up, where I feel that you're very spiritual at this time, or more spiritual than you have been right now. And you're focusing on having harmony within yourself and harmony around you. I also feel like this spiritual practice, this leveling up of spiritual practice, is also causing you, by working on being more harmonious within yourself, what you believe you can conceive, you have harmony started showing up in your world. You're able to bring harmony to your circumstances and situation. You are able to be very creative. You're able to be abundant, be positive in how you give and how you receive in your dealings with others. You're a good administrator of things right now. This is you experiencing the beauty and the pleasure of life and your success, experiencing some measure of luxury too. I feel that this is a time where you're being very given of yourself, but you know your limits. This is you feeling more in your power, more in your element, I feel. But this is also you being very abundant right now, being very successful of how you want to grow and expand and prosper with things. This is you seeing the possibilities and nurturing that shit. And it's good. And so it allows for celebration. It allows you to express through your actions, your feelings, and your thinking, knowing that you are blessed and that you are protected, and that you are able to see productivity with your initial actions. You are able to commune with those that are very, very close to you and be safe and stay safe in doing it. This is you finding a way to have a childlike, playful reaction to things, but also without taking reckless risk, but being more of a free spirit, and you are seeing and experiencing good luck as a result. And so I also feel you take a pause because you focus on trying to find the alternative. You focus on sorting things out, and what needs to be put on hold, you do. And what you do need to find a way around, you will. And what needs to be slowed down, you're going to slow down. You're going to measure the sacrifice, okay? Or the self-sacrifice, but you're not going to do things in an extreme way where you lose balance or you lose the harmony. And this here is also you being able to cultivate harmony between yourself and others, and within yourself, where there's cooperation and collaboration, where things are working out. You're able to work together or agree. I also feel some of you're experiencing where there's the ability to agree to disagree, but it's still harmony nonetheless. Now, let's get into your reading, Scorpio. Your overall energy is you do have the Hierophant and you have the Five of Swords, and they're both in reverse. Now, there may be a focus on a Taurus, or a Taurus is involved, but as the overall energy, I feel this is you moving to the beat of your own drum. This is you stepping out of conformity changing shit up, setting a few rules of your own, with the focus to avoid conflict. Or if you are faced with conflict, you are able to overcome the conflict or any arguments that may want to arise. You're able to squash that shit. Okay? Because you're committed to avoiding obstacles and difficulties and heading shit off where things are unnecessary or don't make sense. You are focused on remaining in your happy space. And so your energy and attitude, though, Scorpio, is you do have the Four Swords in reverse with the Emperor in reverse. So I do feel that your energy and attitude is that of restlessness. Okay, you have a lot on your shoulders. Okay, you may have more responsibility than what you normally are responsible for, and so there's restlessness here. Okay, you may be busy in your head, or you're having difficulties with being able to take a step back from the things that you are managing. So there may be an air of you being over controlling to an extent. So my question to you is, are you being unreasonable here? You may be in a space of just needing to protect. The Emperor energy here, you could be dealing with someone who is a father figure that may be in the reverse that's causing you restlessness also. And you are trying to take a break from that person, or figure out how to take a step back, or contemplate what moves you need to make here to bring it into that restlessness that you're experiencing with someone that you may feel is unreasonable or out of control or unstable. You may be restless about an authority figure abusing their authority, or being over controlling or overbearing. But you're restless here in your energy. You're restless in the mind with how to build, how to organize, how to structure, how to create, how to fortify, how to protect. You may be focused on you may be having difficulties, or you're restless about irrational behavior from someone you're engaging, or with what all you are finding yourself having duties with or having to deal with here. I just feel like you have a lot on your shoulders, Scorpio, and you're restless, and there's a need for you to take a step back. There's a need for you to be able to get to rest. For some of you, there's a lot on your mind. And with having a lot on your mind, you may have a lot on your mind about, instability or stability. You may be restless about needing to or wanting to be inflexible, or dealing with someone that may be inflexible with you. I just want to look at this Four Swords reverse and this Emperor reverse a lot more. I also feel for some of you, you're restless because something is being ill-managed, or you're restless about irresponsibility. Spirit, what is the Four Swords reverse and the Emperor reverse? You do have two fours here. Be careful and mindful of your energy as well. With that Emperor energy there, for some of you, there's a focus on it. Aries individual or um, an Aries is involved. Also, you may be feeling combative. You may be restless and combative. But with the Emperor here, you may be lacking discipline or pushing discipline with something that you're dealing with. Um, you may be restless about lacking control or restless about any confusion or the amount of courage that is needed or um, is being displayed. You may be restless about your ambitions here with something. You may be restless about your motivation or someone else's motivation. You may be restless about any failure or dependency. But you're restless about the lack of control as well that could happen or you see the potential for. But it is in your mind. It is in your mind. So this is you focused on, your preservation. You're contemplating that. Who you want to team up with and who don't need to be on the team or who you're not going to team up with, right? This is about your leadership and what you're building and what you're being a builder of. Are you being a good steward? You may be, really pushing the envelope on trying to take that home of being the good steward, the builder, and it may come off as overbearing or extremely authoritative, bossy. Okay. Some of you, there may be a need for you to be mindful of your temper. Okay, some restlessness where your temper is being flared with something to do with a commitment or a conflict that you want to avoid or you want to have victory in or you don't want any pushback about. Spirit, what is this for Swords reversed and the um, Hierophant reverse, please? You may be restless about some information. Listen to me. Be careful of confusion because I just said you may be restless about some information. And we're talking about the Four Swords reverse and the Emperor in reverse. You may need to pace yourself and slow your roll. You do have the Nine of Pentacles here, clarifying the Four Swords in reverse and the Emperor in reverse. Thank God Spirit knows, right? You have the Fool in the upright. So you're focused on gaining in this situation. I feel like you're restless because you may be dealing with someone that's trying to drink from your fucking cup. Um, you're very focused on your independence. Or it's taking a lot for you to be independent, to remain stable, and you probably are doing everything single-handedly also. But there's a focus on gain, a focus on being resourceful, being stable, being practical here. And with the Fool here, you are trying to go in a new direction, trying to remain optimistic. Um, there may be some risk involved. There may be a need to be mindful of any wastefulness. But also with the Fool here, this may be you being real fucking bold. You're restless and real fucking bold here about what you are a steward over, what you have gained, what you are being resourceful with, what you are dealing with of value. Also, then there's a need for you to be mindful about your money and possibly even to do with work. Now, you may be, like I said, restless about someone abusing their authority. I also feel like you're not very restful. You're having a hard time getting rest for some of you. But with the Fool here, okay, you want to make sure you're not oblivious to shit. Okay? Keep your eye on the prize. You may be restless due to some sort of fear or restless about about the journey that you are on. You may be restless and concerned about, coming off like a coward for some reason. Don't know why that is, but that's what I'm hearing. But you also are very focused on trying to take care of shit, okay? Making sure everything is taken care of. Now, in the recent past, you do have Justice and you have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So in the recent past, there was something that was out of balance, or you saw as unfair, or that the right thing wasn't happening, or something didn't seem like it was going in your favor here. And so with the Page of Pentacles in reverse next to that, this was you seeing that. And also, you could have been dealing with a Libra, or Libra could have been involved. But this is balancing the scales and seeing the scales about something was imbalance regarding this Page of Pentacles. And this could be with what you are perhaps being asked to do, or what someone else may want to do. I also feel that some sort of order or rules that are law abiding in nature, that you go against that to do something else because you feel something else needs to be done instead. To clarify, Justice reversed and the Page of Pentacles, but there's something that was out of balance in the recent past that you didn't want to work on, or you didn't see the gain in it, or it wasn't worth doing, or more information may have been needed. For some of you, something didn't go in your favor in the recent past, and perhaps you didn't receive what you were looking to get, or you didn't have a way to do something, or someone may have felt like this towards you. But yeah, you are restless that things are going to be out of control with what you are managing, what you're doing, what you're dealing with. Spirit, clarify Justice reverse and the Page of Pentacles reverse, please. Thank you. On that Page of Pentacles, you do have the Seven of Cups. Underneath that is the Ten of Wands. So there was something that was causing confusion that you were burdened by, because you didn't see it, you didn't feel that it was fair, you didn't think it was balanced, you didn't think it was the right thing to do, and so you didn't want to do it. With the Seven of Cups in the upright, this was you perhaps looking at your options here on how to deal with something that was causing you burden, or that you felt that the responsibility felt to be on your shoulders, because you were very passionate about this. And so you may have wanted to you carried that torch, or torches, so to speak, by weighing up the options here, and making a choice and seeing how you could bring it to an end with that Ten of Wands, and end what was causing you to be overwhelmed. Now this could be around wishful thinking on your part, or on the part of another. And the cups here, this could have been to do with family or relationship, or just how you were feeling to what was happening here. At present, you do have the Knight of Wands in reverse, and you do have the Ace of Cups in reverse. So I feel that for some of you at present, you may be dealing with someone who may be impulsive. This could be or you could be dealing with your teenager who is in and out with you. This Knight of Wands, there's something that it's like at present, something that someone wanted to move towards, that was embodying this Knight of Wands energy. So that means at present, you were dealing with someone who was an in and out energy with you. Um, because nights bring about events. And I feel like at present you were able to bring to a halt the movement and action of someone coming in regarding an opportunity or an offer that they wanted to establish or create to gain from you, or for you to extend, and you were able to put a stop to that because you didn't want to give that. It wasn't something that was of interest to you. So you were able to bring to a halt someone that was asserting themselves in a way that you felt was irrational regarding an offer or opportunity that you didn't see that as something that was going to give to the cup, but instead was going to drain it instead. Spirit, tell me about the Knight of Wands reverse and the Page of Cups reverse, please. Yeah, because somebody, you felt like at present somebody was coming in being reckless and too hasty. Okay? They may have been scattered and you were like, hold up, wait a minute, stop. Not doing that. Yeah, this might have been someone from the past or something from the past where a reconciliation or satisfactory compromise emotionally was being sought here. But you were able to put a stop to this and get satisfaction in this situation and have your cake, so to speak, or you were, through your ability to extend kindness, empathy, or put empathy on the situation, you were able to secure what you needed or not give to this. Or there's someone you didn't want to give to in a situation where they wanted emotional satisfaction and you did too, but it could only go one way or the other. It was somebody that was the King of Cups. And so this is somebody, look at this. This is somebody that, they sitting here and all this emotion, right? Had a lot of feelings. This was something that you had to handle with emotional intelligence or emotional maturity with someone that I feel also was coming at you emotionally mature, but they were lacking in being in tune with their emotions about the situation. This could have been around children or to do with family or to do with money. And whatever it is that someone was coming rushing in about that you had to put a stop to around an opportunity or offer that you did not want to commit to or extend, or you changing a commitment around because you felt it was needed. It was in an effort to secure something because you saw that it was needed for you to hold on to this, because it's like this is some difficult times. You see all of that snow and cold here. It's like, it's almost like, yeah, you ain't getting that shit. Hell got to freeze over. When you were able to get satisfaction and secure what you needed here and operate from a place of power, you may have come off to who you were dealing with as someone who was being stingy or miserly here. But really, this was about your self-preservation or the preservation of who is involved or what this is around. And this is about you focusing on seeing perseverance around this matter to maintain it. Because this is something that you knew needed responsibility, care, and accountability here that you may have felt that who you were dealing with lacked. But also the person that was dealing with you, this embodying this King of Cups energy, even though they were in the upright, there's something about what they wanted compassion with, or what they wanted to have, what they had a lot of emotions and feelings around. It somehow was lacking, where that emotional connection wasn't really grounded. Because if you take a look, you see at the bottom here, he's sitting on this tree. This person is sitting on this tree. They're out of the water with their gills and they're holding a cup. Well, you got gills, you need to be in the water, right? Immersed in it, not with a little bit of water to sustain you. So there wasn't enough empathy, coming from someone about something that they had a lot of feelings and emotions about that you share in. And so somewhere in there, you were able to put a stop to their movement because that offer opportunity was going to cause some sort of waste, possibly a loss, um, or make something unstable or lack security with. And so you were able to come to some sort of satisfactory conclusion through your ability to show empathy and compassion. Okay. I feel that the way you came across was unusual and not something that's ever really seen. It was a rare occurrence on your part in how you handled this, but the reaction you got that allowed you to have this emotional satisfaction was a rare occurrence coming from the person you were dealing with, because perhaps they were somebody that was always very controlling and only after getting what they want. And so you may have surprised each other where you both somehow were able to come to a place of emotional maturity around this to some extent. And so in the future, you do have the Knight of Swords and the Three of Swords in this upright. A lot of mental energy right here in the future. So this is some sort of decisive action to separate yourself from that which is disappointing, causing suffering, causing a setback. For some of you, this is you distancing yourself from that. It's also possible in the future that something happens all of a sudden, through someone's communication, sharp communication, or a need to cut away at something or come at something where they're causing some sort of breakdown in communication or some upset, maybe even a little bit of shock. You may be causing this, or someone may be causing this towards you. But I feel like this is you taking decisive action to distance yourself from any suffering or pain that may be being realized or experienced here. Whether this is involving a three-party situation, or if not a three-party situation, where there's external factors that are around this. And to clarify, Spirit, what is this Knight of Swords and Three of Swords, please? That's in the upright. But just know that's a lot of mental energy. That may be even some communication. Clarify the Knight of Swords, please. What is this Knight of Swords? Thank you. The Emperor is in the upright, clarifying this. Okay. So at the bottom, there's the Devil. So there can be a Capricorn involved, or that is a focus, but an Aries as well. This is clarifying this Knight of Swords and Three of Swords. So I feel like this is being able to stand in your power, to be authoritative, to be reasonable, to do what is best for the realm, if you will, with something that was causing you restlessness, that you saw possibly had the ability or would end up out of control, that you were able to see that maybe who else is involved couldn't or didn't, but you are able to take that decisive, quick action and act with something to distance yourself from the disappointment here, or you take decisive action in a way where there's a need to manage something and it is just a discomfort because it is a burden, it is toxic, it is something that may be causing some anger here or some fear about something that is caged or being kept, or with regard to who wants it released. Or this is you standing in your power, being empowered about a situation that has the potential or was heading towards causing some sort of drama here, and you managing and getting that under control and organizing that. Well played, Scorpio. This could be to do with some sort of obligation. There may have been a change in the obligation. You may have changed it. Someone may be trying to change it, but you do have an unorthodox approach, or you go about doing things your own fucking way. And so your concern here is the Six of Cups and the Chariot in reverse. So the concern here for you is regarding either someone from the past, something from the past, regarding children, regarding family, regarding you getting emotional satisfaction in something that is involving another or others. And you're concerned about if you can get that emotional satisfaction or come to that reconciliation with something that perhaps you see as that could be an obstacle, or that you don't want to move forward with, or you're trying to navigate or steer or get control of or not lose control of. And this is you using your will and determination here, and trying to be in control of your emotions, but concerned about the emotions that may be displayed coming from someone else or others. Now, your challenge here is this Queen of Wands and the Star. So for some of you, there's a focus on an Aquarius, or an Aquarius is involved. The challenge here with that Queen of Wands, she is in the upright. I feel the challenge is being able to pursue with confidence and achieve what you want, that you see as wish fulfillment, healing, hope, empathy in this situation. You may be challenged with whether or not, to stick with your instincts on something that you feel needs to be healed, or that needs to be addressed if you in who you're dealing with. I also feel for some of you there's a challenge of being confident about having everything you need or getting everything you need in a situation. And so your likely outcome here is you do have the Eight of Swords and the Four of Cups. The Eight of Swords is in reverse, and so is the Four of Cups. I feel that your outcome here is that there is some liberation here for you for certain. There's some liberation of the mind where you get out of your head about something that you attract mindset about. You also are able to navigate your way out of a limiting, or what seems to be, or what was a restrictive situation, or scenario, or matter that you were in or dealing with. But this is you seeing the way out. This is you coming out of your head with something that you felt the need to either reject, or you weren't happy or satisfied with, or where an opportunity is something that you didn't want to seize or have removed from you to be an opportunity to somebody else. Somehow you relieve yourself, you release yourself, or you are released from this situation that you were not happy with, and frankly bored of. But I also feel that you are able to liberate and release yourself because you are able to figure out how to seize another opportunity, or present what should be the option or opportunity in this scenario, where it is involving your feelings, the feelings of somebody else, or family, or connection that you're dealing with, where there's something that you are rejecting or creating an opportunity for yourself in, that allows you to feel a sense of relief about something that you may have been conflicted about, or felt that you would be trapped by, or that you were restless about, maybe even obsessing. This also is with the Four Swords reverse and the Emperor reverse. You may have been obsessing about your stability, your security, your resources, and that which you have gained. Okay? Because you're okay with drinking from your cup, but not with somebody else trying to do that shit if they're not putting in, right? If you ain't putting in, you don't get, right? Any penny. You ain't baked this bread. You ain't helped make this bread. You ain't keeping things together and stable. You're not participating. You don't get to eat the bread. And so you release yourself from that. and create another opportunity for yourself, or you're just able to reject it because there's some way that you are able to present how we are in unorthodox times and how things got to go is going to be a little unorthodox, and you're able to sell it. So let's see what some guidance is for you. Spirit, what is some guidance for Scorpio, please? What is the guidance for Scorpio? What is the guidance for Scorpio? Can we have guidance for Scorpio, please? What is the guidance for dear Scorpio? And as a result, you are able to maintain harmony and keep things to a balanced and celebratory state. Whether you are agree or agree to disagree, it still is a measure, a good measure of harmony. Thank you, Spirit. You have two cards that came out. Expect a miracle, Scorpio. Yes. Like this for you so much. Expect a miracle. Expect a miracle. Something will come into your life that will serve your healing. So be open to it and express gratitude when it occurs. Your goal is to know that the world becomes a vessel for the divine when you see the divine in all things. Yes. You are seeing miracles worked on your behalf, and perhaps with the support of Spirit that you're able to work one or two yourself. Nice, Scorpio. You also have visualized a healthy body and mind. Visualize yourself as a completely healthy person inside and out. Do one thing that brings you closer to achieving that state. Your goal is to do whatever it takes to become the healthiest you that's possible. So do what serves you and your greater good. Okay? This is about you pursuing your cause, baby. And at the bottom, they want me to take a look at that. Enhance your physical health as well, Scorpio. Okay? Do the things that make you happy. Be mindful of how you feel or how things make you feel so that you are not restless and angry or upset or out of control or obsessing over something. Think about how you view yourself as a physical being. Do you perceive yourself as weak or strong? Do you tend to make excuses for why you're not proactive in your healing when you see what can and should be done? Your goal is to initiate one positive action in your life to enhance your physical health. Do what needs to be done for your health and for the health of others that you are a steward over, and follow your instincts here because you have Spirit guiding you and you know it. And so even though it may be a challenge with who you're dealing with or what's it's surrounding, follow your instincts here and what you feel needs to be pursued or an action that needs to be taken or what needs to be created here so that you are released and liberated from a situation that could cause you to feel trapped, restricted, confined, and not able to see a way out, or gels you up in a way that, frankly, you need to reject. I hope these messages help. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Scorpio. Thank you so much for watching. Keep that harmony flowing, baby. Bye.